Shit, where did I put my head at?
Now we are hot. Welcome back to another episode of Open Field. I'm here with Hellfire, Riddell, Donnie, and Trent. Chat, I don't really know too much about this title. I did not submit that title, so it seems like Bama put that in. JJ McCarthy's the new NFL's new generational talent. I don't know where that potentially is coming from. I don't know. Huh?
He said he gonna pull up. So
okay. So my question is this: is the talent, is the raw physical? I might be tripping. Are JJ McCarthy's raw physicals just raw physicals? I'm assuming compared to like top level generational talents when it comes.
I think JJ McCarthy is like Brock Purdy with like better arm talent. Like I think that's all he is. I don't really think. I just think that his rise has kind of been crazy, bro. It's just I don't. Again, we're not really talking about the title. Just ask him, JJ. Nah, his tools is not up with the top guys, bro. Mm-hmm. I will say though, like I would personally rather have after like the top three. Like I think he's my QB4. Mm-hmm. I'd rather have him than everybody else up what's name in the draft class. But it's like it's not to me. That's not really saying much to me because I think there's a big ass gap. Mm-hmm. I think there's a big ass gap between one and three, and then the rest. Like I think there's a huge ass gap. And you know what's funny? And real quick, you know what's funny? He said that's a casual take, but it's the same dude who said he's not an NFL quarterback.
Nah, I'm banning him, bro. I don't even want him in my show.
Like, shut up, bro. Like he literally he was literally saying JJ McCarthy's not an NFL quarterback, and now since he run a 4.4, now
it's just trolling, and the chat be playing into it too. Uh-oh. So let me ask y'all this though, because there's one thing I did notice about this year's NFL draft. They starting to measure some different like metrics with players now. Like, do you see they had the quarterbacks thrown into walls now, and pretty much the longest throw? Do you think the combine, and Donnie, I know you want to be a scout one day. Do you think the combine is almost getting too much of buying into like being a bit of a spectacle? Because obviously, I think Joe Milton is rising up draft boards just because of how much he's been able to showcase his athleticism through all this. But we all know he has so many things that he clearly has to work on to even try to play at the NFL level. So, do you think some of these tests are a little, I don't know, like I don't want to say useless, but they don't really measure anything? Do you think they measure something?
They useless, J-Rob. Let's J-Rob, me and you both played the game. No disrespect. I don't know y'all boys. I know Trent played, even though he act like a nigga that never fucking played. You be getting on my fucking leg. But anyway,
he was worse when he was a young bull.
Yeah, when he was a young dude, he ain't got a lot better now.
2-3 years ago, he was worse.
2 or 3, bro. You would have to realize, bro. I used to have to really tell myself, bro, this nigga plays D1 football, bro. Like I was like, bro, this is crazy. But me, you, and Trent, we all played ball, bro. We know them agility drills, mat drills. Bro, that shit does not help you whatsoever. Like I feel like this: the 5-10-5, the L drill, the 10-yard dash. Yeah, the 10-yard dash. Maybe like there's like a few other drills in there where I could be like, okay, yeah, I could kind of see like that little keep the line drill with the receiver open up, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like those
maybe back pedals with the DBs,
back pedals with the hips. DBs to open up. Yeah, I feel like those drills can kind of give you an idea, right? Because this is what I think about when I think about these drills. Have y'all ever seen the video of Luka working out, and it just looked like he just sloppy, bro? Like it just looked sloppy. And they show like everybody else, and they doing the drills like in uniform. When you see Luka play, his skill level is like his knowledge of the game is next to none. So that kind of show you them drills and stuff really does not dictate what type of player you are when you in them chalk lines or blue lines or whatever the case may be. I feel like, bro, when you cut on the tape, what do I look like when I cut on the tape? All right, if I look like a superstar, whatever the case may be, then grade it off of that. But I feel like them drills really, I mean, how many 40-yard dash winners have been like the best player in the NFL? Honestly, like,
I mean, the best fastest player has been Chris Johnson.
Yeah, that was
and he was a 1-on-1. Yeah,
facts. Well, not even 10 years ago, but y'all get what I'm saying. That was a minute ago.
They haven't been like that. I remember when they went like the hardest throws. They haven't been doing that. I could have sworn they've been doing that. They said it wasn't just.
They've been doing that the last few years.
I didn't know. I maybe because it's the first time I've seen it recorded.
Oh, yeah.
They finally post footage of it, so I didn't know. I never knew that they were doing that. I never knew they were doing it.
I think
that
was
the hardest
throw last year.
That AR-15 broke a Josh Allen record at the combine. I think was what it was for the fastest throw.
Okay, that makes sense. What do you think, Donnie?
But look though, what makes you?
Go ahead,
Donnie can go after this. What makes you throw the ball? And you can go after this. My fault. But look, JJ McCarthy and what's Joe Milton? They was only 1 mile per hour off. Joe Milton had like, what was it, like 63?
62 and JJ was 61.
61. So obviously that velocity shit don't even mean that neither, because if you look at both of them throw the deep ball, Joe Milton launching that shit 90 yards versus, well, we think that's a scratch on JJ McCarthy is his deep ball. You know what I'm saying? His deep ball power.
I mean, velocity can be measured in the short game, mid-range game, how fast the ball can get to that receiver in any given situation, too, to be fair. Not just arm strength on how far the ball goes.
But in short and mid-range, Tua looks like a competent quarterback. But you ask him to throw anything over 40 yards, that's when that shit come. That's when that poop come out. But anything 20 and under, Tua look like he could really be the MVP of the NFL. Literally. There's no one better than Tua 20 and under.
That's great. Go ahead, Donnie. What are your thoughts?
I mean, testing and stuff, like, listen, I think if anything, it's just for clarification. Like, it's if you test as a great athlete, 99% of the time, on the field, you're a great athlete. I think the only time in recent memory I can remember is Creed Humphrey when he was at Oklahoma. He didn't really look like that great of an athlete, but then he tests as the best center athlete ever statistically. Like, yeah, that's a little bit eye-popping, but most of the times those Joes don't matter. But I think there are some Joes that do matter for certain positions. Like you guys said, you know, like the drills with the DBs and the way they flip their hips during, you know, those types of DB drills, like that's good clarification. I think another one is like the 10-yard split for offensive linemen. I think that's another good in can't say the word, just forget it. But like that's another good way to show, you know, those guys' abilities, because like 40-yard dash for O lineman, like how often is it O lineman can run 40 yards? Like that's right. I just think it's for clarification and that's all. But at the end of the day, it's just how do scouts evaluate prospects? Tape don't lie. That's all I can really say.
I think it's better I think the combine is great for agents and guys who are just trying to be showcased, honestly, because realistically, like if I'm an agent, you know, for some of these agents, this combine is this big star. Like this could make one of these players could make or break their career. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's good for that. Obviously, getting in with GMs, things like that. But I like the combine. Like as a football fan, I just like to see them guys go out there and really just compete against each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I like stuff like that. But I agree. I think the tape is what you need to pretty much justify what you're out there. I feel like because I don't know. For example, how does Kyle Hamilton, from watching his tape, how does he fall to the Ravens?
40.
If you go, but that don't make sense because if you go back to it, Kyle Hamilton might be one of the best. What? He might be the best safety in all of football.
No, he is.
I'll flat out say it. I'll flat out say it.
Take out the word might. Take out the word might. He is the best safety.
Yeah, he's the best safety.
He is the best.
You know,
I mean, you can have conversations with Jesse Bates or Minka, but like,
yeah, Minka's the only guy who I think is like right there with him. But he obviously wasn't healthy this season, so it's like, how do you let a guy like that fall? Because if you redraft it, how does he get to the top 5? The versatility he has on a defense, not just from playing safety, like you could hug him to the box, put him in coverage. Like you can't teach that level of production. And I think the problem is sometimes we don't measure football players as football players. We measure them at what we think they are or what their athlete what they are as athletes can make them, you know, what they could be. Because I feel like Creed Humphreys, again, not a great athlete, but I think who thought Creed Humphreys was not going to be good in the NFL? He was the best center in the country for 2 straight seasons. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how that, you know. So
I definitely feel you. I would say it shouldn't be the end all be all. I mean, obviously, a lot like you see the combine and go like, oh yeah, he's this good because of the combine only. It should be a part of the conversation, but not the entirety of the conversation. I do think there are some few exceptions where you go like, yeah, the tape is saying this, but the physicals are so nice. If I teach him a certain way, he can be a good player in the NFL. I mean, the prime example is Anthony Richardson on the Indianapolis Colts because he looked amazing in that first couple of games. Like Shane Steichen is like, yep, this is exactly what I wanted. So I think those can happen, but more than likely, like what Donnie and J-Rob said, it should be clarification. It should be, this is what I expect from their physical attributes.
Because even with Anthony Richardson, Trent, remember I told y'all a year before Anthony Richardson got to the combine, I said the physical tools alone, he's going top 5. So everything he did at the combine, I don't think anybody was surprised by it.
It was a cherry on the top. Everybody,
nobody was surprised by that.
I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised by the tools. I was at the time top 5, but I thought about like Josh Allen did the same thing. So it's really the same thing. I think when you have, even if your tape doesn't match up, like if your tools are so crazy, yeah, you got it. But like
it's Jordan Love,
somebody like a Joe Milton, his upside is crazy, but me personally, when you have 6 years of ass, like no improvement, yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I can't. Like,
I knew. AR. Hey, shout out to Chris Roberts. I knew after the Utah game, I said, yeah, book him in the first round. He don't got to do. And if I was him, I would have been like, I don't got another game in me, bro. I would have been like, I'm done. He might have been number 1, honestly. But hey, I want to actually, I'll give the floor to Riddell because this is actually crazy to talk about. Riddell put a post in the Telegram of the Giants and I forgot what analyst put it out, but in their mock, they had the Giants trading up to number 3. How would you feel about the Giants trading up to number 3, Riddell? And what player would you want at number 3? Obviously, Caleb Williams not being in the mix, but I think after that, at 3, we really don't know which way it could go from there. You know what I'm saying? So
first of all, when I saw that, I was like, when I first saw it, just reading it real quickly, I was like, wait, we traded up to 3? And then I took a pause. I was like, oh, shit, no, that was a mock draft. No, never mind. He tricked me. He tricked me for a second. But the Giants moving up to 3, I mean, I'm tired of mid, so I kind of want it. We could get Drake May or Jaden Daniels on the team, get a legit quarterback to build around and see what happens. But ultimately, oh, man, it's so tough because similar to the Hellfire's Patriots conversations, the Giants' offense is so nasty right now. The running back is Devin Singletary. The offensive line, like we have like one good tackle who was pretty injured. I mean, the receiving core is I like Wandell, I like Hyatt, I like Hodgins, but come on, Darren Waller's not playing on the team. Like that offense.
He's playing. It's not confirmed that he retired. It's not confirmed.
So what was that post about? Like,
I don't think it's because you when you know somebody retired, they will make an official post. Yo, he retired. Nah, I don't think he's actually retired yet.
Bro,
we'll see, I guess we'll see.
Come on, man.
We want to see, but he stayed hurt, bro. I'm off him. I can't. His hamstring is cooked, so I can't even.
Who, Waller?
Yeah, it's his hamstrings, bro.
Dude, his hamstrings hurt so much.
I mean, if you have to contemplate retirement,
yeah, I think
you could get that kind of could tell you where that injury is. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? With the Bears, right? After that whole little episode with Jake Cutler, do they really draft Caleb Williams at the
Bro, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
The reason why you have to, because I don't think y'all understand how absurd y'all sound. If Caleb don't want to be there, they gonna draft him anyway. Like, you already saw how this played
I hope
out.
you pull it, Eli. That shit gonna be so fun.
No, but hold on. But unless he
already said that he's cool with playing.
Unless he pulls an Eli.
Yeah, you're right.
Not an Eli. what Jake Cutler did, because that's what I was saying. Everybody just reacting, bro. Like, you really got to think about this. And
Jake Cutler do? I forgot what he did.
Jake Cutler literally told him he didn't want to be there. They signed him to $100 million contract, and at every inconvenience, he got a chance to listen. He said he pulled his hamstring one game and sat the rest second, third, and fourth quarter just riding the bike. Then he over there just chilling. Like looking like he want to eat a hot dog or some shit. Like he literally was like letting them know, like, hey, bro, y'all wanted to sign me after I said I don't want to be here, so I could literally just play piss poor. Since you want me so bad, right? That means if I play piss poor, that you're still gonna have you. And then so that's what I'm thinking about, right? With Caleb Williams, he's already expressed that.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. There was a clip of him saying he is fine and totally okay with playing with the Bears.
I think it was probably his dad, because his dad's been on some.
He has said that
his dad and his camp have been on some insanity.
Like, I don't get this whole not go to Chicago thing. Like, what do you want to do? Go to the Commanders and be even worse?
I can't get with this logic, B.
And be even worse. The Bears are by far the best team in the top 3, and it's not even.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It's
like,
not close.
And even then, bro.
My only thing is I hate
the Bears. I'm pulling Deshaun Payton. I don't give a fuck. We're taking you. Click. Over with. I don't care what they're talking about here. Like, it does not matter. Like, I don't know what he said. He's fine with going over there. So he is a Chicago Bear. He's wearing number 13. Chicago won't love him real soon. Simple. They're gonna take him.
He dapped up Keenan Allen, man. It's a wrap. Come on now. Come on.
Stop. You guys are talking about it's a wrap, but yet if they don't win that division and get 10 plus wins.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm telling y'all, bro.
They win at 10 plus. They win at 10 plus.
If they don't.
Because the Lions, me personally, the Lions.
Why do you need to win right away?
Because if he's this quote unquote generational talent, it needs
my glorious king.
My glorious king. But
like,
I will. Do any of us here think Caleb is a generational talent? I don't. I think he's like really good, but I don't think he's generational.
If Caleb comes in and he delivers a championship,
he's
let's chill on the word championship as a rookie. Let's chill with that.
If Caleb delivers a championship at some point in his career, he has to be the GOAT, because the reason why he has to be the GOAT is because I've never seen someone come in. I never seen someone come into the NFL with that amount of fanfare, that amount of pressure. And for him, and if he wins a championship, that would mean he never folded, y'all. J-Rock, that would mean he never folded.
How much hype did
he got better and better without him folding? He responded every time, B. So I would have to say he's the greatest in the NFL at that point.
I'm gonna be honest. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, to me, this division's up for grabs. I don't think the Lions are ready. I don't think.
It'll be close, but I think he's gonna have growing pains.
The Lions are the same exact team, except they are getting a little bit better.
And then Minnesota's a variable, and we know Green Bay's getting better too. We know that.
I'm gonna say this about to answer the whole generational talent thing, though. I think the reason why I understand why people call him a generational talent is because I think the word generational talent could change by the products that you see over the course of a league. And I think because we saw Patrick Mahomes, him as a talent. We've seen what he is in the NFL, because obviously going into his draft, we wouldn't have called him a generational talent. But I think from what we've seen from him, we would all call him a generational level talent because of how he's performed in the National Football League. And so because we've uploaded new information in our minds of how the quarterback position can be played and what it looks like, I think that's why people put the generational term on Caleb Williams. I don't know. I'm not mad at the generational talent commentary, though, because, I mean, let's be honest, his Heisman, the year he won the Heisman, I mean, this kid was a freak.
It was
the moment, I don't think people remember when he came in for Spencer Rattler at Oklahoma. This wasn't like Tua coming in for Jalen Hurts.
Not too much.
I'm not even saying that with no disrespect, because Tua did a phenomenal job. because he came in through a touchdown. But what I'm saying, they were down by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, they were down by 23.
They were getting popped. Like if anybody remember that game, they were getting popped, and he comes in.
I remember.
I remember too.
He comes in and on full display shows his complete skill set from the throwing, the passing, the on the run, and that's why I think he got those. He immediately got those Patrick Mahomes comparisons and things like that. And you got to remember, the moment he came into that game, I think people thought he'd be the number 1 pick.
Hey, I think it's
typing.
Facts.
Yeah, I think it's Hellfire. You talking? What's his name?
After that,
I think he's more generational. T-Law coming out
for sure.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
T-Law is the most overrated prospect ever, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry.
Man, now people want to wake up to that. Now people want to wake up to it.
The gap between him and Fields coming out of college wasn't
that
big.
I said the same thing.
I'm sorry.
Now people want to wake up
I
to
grew
it.
up in Georgia my whole life. I've been watching Trevor Lawrence for the longest. I've been watching those two for the longest, bro. The gap between those two players is not as big as they thought it was going
I agree.
There, I'm not gonna lie.
I think the other issue is I think the other issue people are failing to acknowledge, I'm talking to my real college football heads. Did Trevor Lawrence in his 3 years at Clemson, did he really look like a better quarterback from his freshman year to the year that he left the school?
It was only his freshman year. His freshman year was his only good year. Everything was mid. Everything was mid at the first year. Everything was mid at the first year.
I don't care how much.
Go ahead, Hellfire.
He did, but absolutely not. Mentally, the further Lawrence got along in his collegiate career, the more mentally he was cooked. I'm sorry.
You know that's right, bro. Donnie, after his freshman year, he did not look that good, bro.
This argument is making me so mad. I'm so mad.
Also, J-Rob, we got people on this panel. Hey, Zach.
Come on, Donnie.
Hey, we got people.
Hey, no, Trey, you're tripping, Trey.
Donnie.
You're tripping. Because the same argument for Cam Newton, I watched that video. The same argument you do with Cam Newton and Joe Burrow with the weapons. Why are we at the fields of that?
Yeah, I'm glad his shit lagged out.
Hold on. We got a super chat.
Your ass fried, boy.
We'll get back in 10 minutes. Start bench cut.
If you're not starting Kyler, you're wrong.
I'm starting Kyler.
Kyler bench 2.
I'm not hold you. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm cutting.
I'll say Kyler.
Why?
I'm cutting Tua.
I'm not gonna lie, Gabe.
One plays for the Avengers.
No,
Hey,
listen.
I had got a call, but my bad.
That's cool, brother.
Now say what you want to say, so I can.
The same argument you do with the same argument you do with Cam Newton and Joe Burrow.
Because he can't play in the
the
last.
same exact thing with weapons. This man Justin Fields
Bro,
had Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, my guy. That's 2 first-round receivers. Zach Wilson had nothing.
Now let me explain why I want to
Sound like a real Florida nigga right now.
No.
Trent, don't put me in this. Trent, don't put me in this.
Let me explain
Don't put me in this, Trent. Trent, I watched my 4 hours of film. Don't put me in this.
That's fine. I got you, Donnie. Let me explain
I don't
why.
think Zach Wilson
Now let me explain why I don't want to hear that Zach Wilson shit. Number one, he has the most misleading 33 TDs and 3 picks I've ever seen.
Man,
that COVID year, it was independent, so they was just playing anybody. That schedule
anybody
was
that wanted to
Zach
play.
Wilson? Are we talking about Zach Wilson?
Yes. Look. That schedule: Troy, Western Kentucky, North Alabama, hot dog shit. Everybody knows when Zach Wilson played good teams. He always played like ass. There's not a single game There's not a single game you can name where Zach Wilson against Colin played good. And also, he has something like Tyler Algieri.
The Big Ten was trash. The Big Ten was trash that year too. You know that, right? Big Ten was trash.
He only played 8 games, bro.
That is.
But here's the thing, though. I've seen in one game.
The Big Ten
was trash. In one game, I see Justin Fields at least excel in the game versus a top team because he outperformed Trevor Lawrence in the conference championship. At least I've seen that. I didn't see not one
thing. Trevor Lawrence was mid after his freshman year.
I didn't say he was mid.
You guys pissed me off.
Mid is crazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Hold on, your mic.
I don't think Zach Wilson is better than Justin Fields. But the way you use your arguments with weapons and all those things, I don't think Zach Wilson is better than Fields. But the way you argue with the Cam Newton and Joe Burrow, I mean,
he wasn't good.
Justin Fields had 2 first-round receivers.
All right. So can I say something about Zach Wilson? Because Donnie, you're a scout. So you want to be a scout. So I'm holding you to different standards every single time we have conversations because in your mind, you are always evaluating. when you're evaluating prospects, we always know we always put in caveats like level of competition,
Right.
what's around you, coaching. There's always outside factors when we look at scouting. And I think Zach Wilson has some talent. I think he has some level of talent. But I'm going to say something about that COVID year, especially for independent programs like BYU. Remember, my alma mater, we didn't even have a season because we were independent, because it takes a lot to find people to play you. Donnie, you too smart to have looked at that Zach Wilson BYU schedule and had your socks wild off your feet. I can't get behind it. I'm going to tell you why. Because when you go against Grayson McCall, who is going into year 8 of his career, and it looks like Grayson McCall is more competent at the position than you are, when you clearly have the better team, clearly have the better talent. I don't think at any point you could tell me that Zach Wilson clearly looked like the second best quarterback in the world. And you may not have to say from just an eye test perspective. You can't even give me his talent made him the second best. I don't even think you could have told me his upside made him the second best. And so I don't know when all of those games, especially the games that you had to have where he absolutely looked like trash. I don't want to look like trash. As some like my whole thing is this.
The Indiana game for Fields.
We said we watched Justin Fields play against Northwestern, who was one of the best defenses in the Big Ten that year. They probably were the best defense in the Big Ten. He had no offense. He plays his worst game against the best defense in his conference, and we held him to the standard of that. But we did not hold Zach Wilson to the standard of losing to Coastal Carolina and not looking competent when Coastal Carolina had been Division 1A for all of one season prior. And that didn't have a transfer portal. There was no portal yet. Donnie, how do we do it? How?
Listen, it gets even worse. It gets even worse. Once I saw North Alabama 2020, check this out, chat. North Alabama bumps up from D2 to D1 AA that year. So guess what? Guess what BYU did? I know they looking for a game because they ain't gonna have no season this year. Like what J-Rob said, I know they ain't finna have no games. So guess what? Let's see if they play BYU. And then he goes out there and he puts up 400 yards, and everybody just, oh man, he put up 400 yards. Like, bro, you playing Division II programs with D1A teams, and you expect, and then who? Somebody up here says something about the Indiana game. First off, you can't use the Indiana game because us as football players and as a scout, that was, if anything, that was one of his best games where he showed resilience. He started out, he jumped out early with them 3 picks. He did, y'all lying. He jumped out early with them 3 picks. It was 13-0. And then after that, he got the ball rolling where he had a rushing touchdown and he had two. It was a nice pass to Olave. So he still performed in that game. So if y'all want to use
that's crazy saying that, Bama. Come on, Bama. Bro, you can't throw 3 picks in a game and talk about the
What gets me so mad about the conversation that we had on my show, when I go on a watch tape when somebody got somebody, I hate getting my time wasted. I sat here and watched this whole season. I watched this bro. All this shit that we see in the league was literally just in college, but they were playing fucking bombs. Like, bro, I'm about to read off these schedules to y'all. Navy. Everybody knows when you stop the triple option, the game is over with.
It's over.
It's over.
It did.
Troy. I played Navy twice. Yeah, that's all we did.
Troy, dog shit. Louisiana Tech, trash. UTSA, before they got the resurgence,
this is 2020 COVID year. Remember the year when this is happening? Yeah, 2020 COVID.
UTSA, ass. Houston at the time, they were not good.
Garbage.
They were not good. Garbage. It was just before it wasn't the 2021 season. Texas State was trash.
Yeah, they were trash.
Texas State got saved by the portal.
Big trash.
Western Kentucky, big trash.
Yeah, that's my boy Moosey go there. They trash.
North Alabama, big trash.
We done with the schedule. We done.
We done with the schedule.
Boise State was okay at best. Boise State was okay. We all know the Coastal Carolina game when he played like trash. San Diego State, big trash. And then UCF in the ball game, and their whole defense opted out because of their whole defense opted out. Like, bro, he played nobody the whole season.
And we done with BYU in 2020.
We done
with BYU in 2020.
Okay, but Trent. So from where to step from, because that's why I said it. So like when you look at Burrow and Newton, Burrow literally beat teams we've ever seen in college football, and he beat the most top 10 teams in a season, my God. And
Yeah,
what
no,
he did,
he
almost threw for 70 touchdowns.
Wait, you think
6,000 passing yards?
Wait, you think Joe Burrow is the level of prospect that Cam was coming out?
No, hell no. Prospect. When we talk about college,
we're talking about
that single year, I'm picking Burrow. I don't care about watching.
No.
Cam Newton is not doing what Joe Burrow.
I don't like. Hold on, I got it. This is why I don't like hearing that. This is why I don't.
No.
I hate hearing that point. When Joe Burrow with that 2019 LSU team, they beat them 10 top 10 ranked teams, but they had the team to match that. They could beat them. Cam beating Auburn, Oregon, all those South Carolina, those teams were way less superior. Bro, come on.
I understand they had Jennings and Jamar, bro. O-line was not that good that year. The O-line was not that good that year. The O-line was not that good for LSU. That's a fact. It's a fact.
You know what's so funny? Hold on.
O-line was not that good that year. The O-line was not that good.
Before I do the hot tag, you do know they won for the best O-line award in the country, right?
I'm just about to say that.
Okay? That doesn't mean just because you win an award doesn't mean it's right.
That means you're at least solid. That means you're at least good, solid.
Like what are we
You
talking
can win the
about?
award for the best O-line in the country to be bad.
If you win a college football award, are you?
I ain't gonna lie. You losing me.
How you win an award for being the best?
I think the only position group on that team, by the way, that you can say wasn't like great was
special teams.
No, the defensive line. The defensive line, and that's it. Yeah, like Rashad Lawrence was whatever. Caroline Chase on.
I ain't gonna lie. You know why LC's trolling? Do y'all understand that? Even though they had 2,000-yard receivers plus, you understand Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a damn near 1,500-yard rusher, right?
Hey,
what are we talking about?
Hey, J-Rod, you know who was second in
yards? Do you think Cam Newton can do what Joe Burrow did?
J-Rod, do you know?
Time out.
What did he say?
Hold on. I ain't gonna lie.
Joe Burrow that year.
He doesn't.
Hold on. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on. First of all, there's way more context to that because
touchdowns in the college season, my God.
Now, this is where
36 and ran for 1,500 with nobody.
Yeah, there's way more context to what you're talking about.
He said, I don't care.
He was down. He was
Okay, but that's the thing. That's a stupid ass argument. You understand? No. I'm gonna tell you how stupid the argument is because he's trying to sit on his high horse right now. For like, well, Cam Newton can't throw for 55. He can't do what Joe did. Well, let's ask Joe to play with Nick Frazier and company. And let's take a 6 and 7 Auburn team that probably without Cam Newton on the roster. We're gonna play a schedule. We're gonna play a schedule in the SEC where every player on every other team has about 3 or 4 guys on the defense going to the National Football League because this is the heyday.
Remember, Auburn's back from
so was 2019. 2019 SEC was crazy too.
Hold on. Let me finish. We all know what era of the SEC was the absolute best. You could tell if you're gonna try to tell me 2019 SEC was to the level of the SEC when Cam Newton was playing. You're out of your fucking mind. Not only that, you're talking about 55 touchdown passes. Like Cam Newton wasn't breaking records, the rushing record, the touchdown record, every single record in the SEC belonged to Cam Newton.
And then who took him off?
Not only Johnny Manziel, that's great to him. Cam Newton played 1 year of college football. Hold on. Not only that, to what you're saying, when we look at the overall level of talent that they had to play with, to sit here and try to act like that the LSU Tigers didn't have more to work with overall than what Cam Newton had to do. It's the greatest carry job we've ever seen. What you tried to say, but your point has been Cam Newton can't do what Joe Burrow did.
I don't think he
can. Burrow, he can't do what Cam did. He can't do what Cam did.
Does winning JUCO championship not matter?
Switch the quarterbacks, put them on different teams, my nigga.
I just want to say, come out.
Why are we acting like Jamar Dennis was there the year before?
How are you going to say with a straight face? How are you going to say with a straight face with a nigga who had 50 total touchdowns on a team who didn't have a 1,000-yard receiver on a squad who ran for 1,500 fucking yards on one team by himself? Can't do it. Joe Burrow did it. LSU. Now I'm not saying. Hold on. I'm not going to say Cam's going to throw 60 touchdowns. That's never what I'm going to say. I'm never going to say he's going to break 55 passes here. I will say this. He will have 40 passing touchdowns and give him 30 rushing touchdowns on that LSU crew. He will go fucking ballistic.
Rushing touchdowns?
Bro, did you watch Cam Newton at Auburn?
Yes, I watched him. Yes.
You telling me? Hold on. Time out. Can I ask you a question?
Hold
on. Time out.
Talking right now.
Time out. Hold on. Time out. You telling me?
He had 20 at Auburn.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask this man a real question.
He had 20 at Auburn.
Let me ask him a real question. Let me ask him a question.
Wait, so how many touchdowns would Joe Burrow have?
Joe Burrow had 65 touchdowns in 1 year.
Okay, so you don't think it'll go down on the worst team?
I don't. Hey, look. I actually that argument that J. Rod made about Burrow going to do it.
But let me ask you this, Trent. Let me ask you this.
Let me say this though, J. Rod.
I want you to ask you a question though. I want you to ask you a question. No. I'm gonna ask you the questions.
Go ahead.
Listen, if you take Cam Newton and you saw the season that Jaden Daniels just had in the same style of offense, you don't think that Cam Newton going on to that offense with the players that they had, Clyde Edwards, Thaddeus Moss, Jettas, Terrace Marshall, Jamar Chase. You don't think you take Cam Newton? He might not throw the same. He might not throw 55 touchdown passes. He's probably still throwing 45 and rushing for another 15 to 10.
Here's
what I'm gonna say.
He discredited
Cam Newton
sets. They two different styles of quarterback.
Cam Newton is a better floor raiser because of the physical specimen he is, the rushing ability, all those things. I agree. He's a better floor raiser. When it comes to ceiling raising,
he's the biggest ceiling raiser ever. What the fuck? No. How can you not say? Come on. No. How can you say Cam Newton?
I think you meant it the other way.
Bro. Hold on, no, I didn't. No, I meant it the right way. Do you know what floor raising is? The ceiling raising? You know what that is?
Again.
You know what that is?
Ask you this question again.
What Cam did at Auburn is floor raising. That team was dog shit. He raised their floors.
I'm going to ask you this question again. How the fuck are you going to say with a straight face, Cam, who took the worst national championship team of all time to win Cincinnati?
Yes, horrible.
It was the worst national championship roster ever.
He's the biggest ceiling raiser. He's the biggest ceiling raiser. Okay, so I'm asking you this. Watch this right.
How?
I got to clear up. How? Okay. Gun to the back of your head, Ooze. Gave me 3 players.
Couldn't even do it.
You can. I got the list right now. You won't guess a single one.
It doesn't matter. Bro, that's not.
How does that not matter?
How does that not matter?
I think Joe Burrow.
I just want to ask this one question.
If you put Cam Newton,
if you put Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, you put hella quarterbacks on the team.
Hold on, Trent.
Y'all cross-reference too many teams. This is the only question I got for you, Ooze. How many touchdowns do you think you can throw with a backup quarterback as your number 2 receiver?
Talk to him.
Damn.
Hey, you're not going
to
throw too many, bro. What Cam Newton did was crazy in 2011. I'm not dismeaning him, bro. I don't think it's on the level of what Joe Burrow did in 2019, bro. Joe Burrow had the best college season we have ever seen.
Okay. One more thing.
Do you not value the Greek?
Hold on.
I'm done.
I do value the Greek.
Let me tell you this. Let me ask you this.
Yeah, Trump about to blow gas.
So you mean to tell me
it's not everything, my nigga. You not everything, my nigga. It's not.
My bad.
It's not. Why you acting like this nigga Joe Burrow had to go out there and be some of the best teams in college football?
He had the best team.
What
are you talking about? He had the best squad in the nation.
I'm not gonna lie. Hey,
he had the best team in the nation. When you have the best squad in the nation, you can beat everybody. When Cam, he had the best team in the country. Worst national championship team in the country. It's the worst national championship team of all time.
They were the best team in the country because of Joe Burrow. They were the best team in the country because of Joe Burrow. Because that Alabama team, the Alabama team is a better team.
Hold on. Okay, so I'm actually
the Alabama team is a better team than the LSU team.
Why did Auburn win the national championship? Because Cam Newton, right?
Yeah.
Again, do you value the degree of difficulty? Yes or no?
He clearly don't.
Yes.
He don't.
If
he's saying yes, he is lying. He does not value the degree of difficulty.
Here's the main issue.
It's not everything to me. It's not.
Okay, but hold on. If it's for a season and it's a sustainable gap, a huge motherfucking gap, like how it was, because if Joe Burrow's that's what shit. If Joe Burrow's team is a 10, Cam Newton's team is a fucking 3.
Joe Burrow's team is a 10, and he's playing against nines, 8.5 type of teams.
You act like Cam did win the
Bro, he went.
Oh,
We were down
God.
3-0 in Tuscaloosa, and he pulled off a huge comeback and probably had the craziest game in Iron Bowl history.
I just want to ask you this real quick, Ooze, because you say
you're not talking about shit.
Live in here, random. We live. That's it.
I just don't get it.
Y'all, hold on, y'all. One second. So you talking about the more impressive wins? What's more impressive, right, than beating two teams that was featured in the national Bama?
Oh, okay.
I'll keep going. What part of
Bama team is way
What's
better than that.
What's harder to do? What's harder to do?
What's
harder to do? Being ranked teams with a shit crew, or being ranked teams with the best team in the country?
Hold on, I want to say this too. They're the best team in the country.
Mosley.
Not only, but mainly because of Joe Burrow.
Bama, go ahead.
Look at other teams around the country, and we look at all around teams.
Wait, hold on, Ooze. We're gonna go let Bama finish and go after him. Ooze, go after him.
So this is what I said. Cam Newton beat two teams that was featured in the national championship. When he beat LSU had Patrick Peterson, Mo Claiborne, and Tyrann Mathieu, and what's my boy Eric Reed. So that them is just a fleet of DBs. He beat Alabama down 24-0. Rolando McClain, Dante Hightower, and CJ Mosley. Julio Jones had 109.
Julio got hurt that game.
Is it a bad take to say LSU wasn't the best team in the country in terms of like pure roster, like raw NFL talent?
They were top 5 at least. If you want to say they were,
I just want to say like I agree. Cam is the GOAT, like the GOAT peak or whatever. But in my opinion, I thought the Alabama team on paper that year was better than the LSU team.
Oh yeah, Alabama.
And it's clear on the field
though. Hold on.
That's just I'm not saying that should sway the argument. I'm not saying that should sway the argument.
You're looking at the offense. You're looking at the offense and the defense. You're going the full roster. Now let me ask you about the two offenses. Who had the better offense in your opinion?
The offense was better. Nigga, they had a better quarterback, my nigga. They had first wide receivers, J-Rob.
I mean,
you really do that.
Hold on.
But here's the point. Wait, J-Rob, to make my point though. Here's the point.
And they had Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Jamar Chase is the best receiver in the country.
Hey, both of them
had 2 first-round picks as well. That quarterback.
You're not better than Jerry Jeudy.
You have no idea how good Cam Newton is.
Wait, here's the point though. The reason why
Whoa. Hold on. Did you just say Chase? Hold on. Did you just say Chase was worse than Jeudy?
Better than Jeudy in college.
He wasn't better. Hey, come on. Even in. Come on, time out.
Yo, J-Rob, it's going to be okay, brother. J-Rob, it's going to be okay. I promise you. It'll be okay.
Hold on. Time out.
You forget Jerry Jeudy in college?
Time out.
Yes, what's Jerry Jeudy playing? He was better than Jamar Chase in 2019.
Here's the issue, though. This is why I say
wasn't better than Jeudy in college. Like, what?
Let Trey go. This
is why I say Ooze is really not talking about shit. Because even if you want to say the team like Ohio State, he wants to say that
ran away.
He ran away.
He's in bounds ahead of Auburn. And if you value degree of difficulty, what Cam did, beating Oregon, beating LSU, beating LSU, beating Alabama, it's way harder to do that with bombs compared to what Joe Burrow did, having the best team in the country.
It's way harder to do that when you can't.
It's way harder.
Y'all aren't supporting past that.
Hey, degree of difficulty is going to become a more closer argument if I think they were close as players. They're close, but not as close as to where I'm starting to argue with the nuanced argument. I think Joe Burrow was clearly the best player. That single season is clearly the best season of football to me.
Cam is the best. No, Cam is the best season ever, period.
No, he doesn't to me. To me, it doesn't. When a nigga so almost
y'all not gonna convince him, bro.
Oh,
you can name me Cam's top 3 receivers in college. I'll shut up right now.
I'm out. Oh, you can't even name 2 players on that open offense. What are you talking about? You can't even name 2 players.
Joe Burrow did. I think it's so astronomically better than Cam.
No, it's not.
I'm not even bringing that up.
I'm going to say this again.
He almost threw for 6K in a college football season. Almost threw for 70 touchdowns.
Yes, and also too, he had the best receiver in the fucking nation. He had an also great player right next to him, Justin Jefferson.
He had the greatest roster.
Dude, I shouldn't have brought this up. I made a mistake.
Like he's not he's not doing that either.
Yeah.
I didn't say he dragged them. I never said he dragged them.
Cam had 50 total TDs in a season with scrubs, bums, garbage.
Bro almost had 20 more touchdowns
With
in that
Darvin
nigga.
Adams and Emery
And I'm
White
pretty sure
as
if
top
you
two
can
receivers.
find Cam Newton's passing yards and his
Again, are you comparing Joe
They're
Burrow?
comparing- he's comparing stats.
Throwing that many touchdowns compared to Cam going 50 total TDs with scrubs? Is that what you're comparing?
Like you keep on bringing up situations.
Oh, Trent, he's only
on
arguing with stats, bro. He's not even arguing team.
I'm not only arguing. Hey, we can talk about.
Oh,
players.
you're
We
only
can
talking about stats because he brings up.
He doesn't do nothing better as a passer. He does nothing better behind the line of scrimmage.
Your mic is gone, man. Your mic is
well,
gone.
I'm
just trying to say, like,
he keeps bringing up who he had on the team, and you keep dismissing it. You're only talking about stats.
Wait, but I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. Wait, Tom, I'm not. Wait, hold on. Hey, Ooze.
Do better than Joe Burrow behind the line of scrimmage.
Hey, Ooze. Let me ask you a question.
Because you don't do shit better.
How do you? Hey, how much you value LeBron's 2018 run when he went to the
Oh,
How you value that?
I don't think it's better than 2017.
what?
17. He was better in 17 the year before.
What?
I'm talking about the run. I'm talking about his playoff run.
It's a great run. It's a great run.
Now, imagine, okay, so look. Now let's translate to football. Imagine 2018 LeBron, Tom fucking 100,000. That's literally what Cam Newton did. All the LeBron James Carey jobs he did his whole career is literally the definition of 2010 Auburn. And you trying to tell me Joe Burrow shit is better than Cam Newton? How? Because of what?
I think he was a much better player, my guy.
He was literally
28
Like, what are you saying?
Hey, Rob, what's up, buddy? It's been a minute.
Gabe, let's talk about the skill sets right now. What does
Yo,
Cam Newton do better behind the line of scrimmage than Joe
I'm
Burrow?
not gonna lie. I'm a person.
Wait, come on.
Let me answer.
I'll give you. You can even say Joe Burrow's better, like as a quarterback. I don't care about that. We're talking
I
about
don't
the
care.
season. We're talking about
That's
the
the
best
season.
season.
You can be a better player until somebody else has a better season than you.
Stop saying I'm bringing up stats like Cam Newton.
Bro, you've only named the passing yards, total touchdowns in that shit. That's all you've done. Trent tried to bring up the team, and you only, bro, you dismissed it.
We're bringing up stats. No,
Look, because I'm not finna yell over this shit. I don't know.
Go ahead, Gabe. Let Gabe rock. Can't talk much. Go ahead, Gabe.
I'm not, because I don't know none of the stats, none of this bullshit. I'm just sitting here and analyzing what y'all talking about. Every time Trent brings up the level of difficulty between both teams and Cam Newton having a way worse team than Joe Burrow, you completely dismiss it and just bring up the stats again. You're not talking about anything but stats.
Because I told you that those conversations, those nuanced conversations, we get into that when I feel like it's much closer to what it is. I feel like Joe Burrow is a much
And
better
then I have a
player
second question after
than
you're
Cam
done.
Newton was in those 2 years.
Hold on, Trent, I got a second question.
Joe Burrow had the best season of college football that year.
But let me ask you after you're done repeating that for the 100,000th time.
And we can look at that outside of the numbers, my nigga.
Okay.
We can turn off the fucking tape and see what he was doing, regardless of who's next to him.
You say turn on the tape and then you're saying Joe Burrow's better than
Yeah,
Cam.
wait.
How are you gonna say with a straight face, turn on the tape and then Joe Burrow's better than Cam?
Ooze, do you think it's impossible for quote unquote the worst player to not have a better season than the better player?
I don't think it's impossible. No. I don't think it's impossible.
Literally what fucking
That's what happened.
Cam Newton did.
It's literally what he did.
I don't think he had a better season than Joe Burrow. He didn't, bro.
Okay, so
he didn't, bro.
He did.
Oh, man.
I'll say this. Joe Burrow had. I'll say this. Joe Burrow had the best passing season we probably ever seen.
Yeah,
that is fine. I don't even
for sure.
care about
that season. What would you say was Joe Burrow's worst game that season?
Joe Burrow's worst game?
Probably Auburn.
Auburn's probably the game he struggled with.
Yeah. And earlier that Texas game wasn't too good either.
Now, I remember that game too. But now let me ask y'all a question for real, because this is why I'm like I want to move on, because I think this conversation, this was crazy shit. This is crazy stuff. I love it. Cam Newton. You understand that Cam Newton was not allowed to have a bad game his run at Auburn? You understand if Cam Newton went out there and played like a scrub, they were doomed. And you say level of difficulty should matter, because the real reason why you're saying that Joe Burrow had a better season is really just based in the passing totals. You're not talking. If we talk about this, there's definitely a lot more context to Cam Newton's situation, because not only did he pass the football well, he rushed the football at an elite level. It was both. You can't.
Well, yeah, his legs are the reason he beat LSU.
Yeah, like you because that was my point. Like, you have to remember, we all just talked about it. When you have Jamar Chase, Thaddeus Moss, you have Justin Jefferson. When you have guys who you can consistently go to, we just all agreed that there was a number 2 quarterback. There was a number 2 quarterback playing as his number 2 wide receiver. So all I'm saying is, it is really ridiculous to look at all of that and say that he's the far better quarterback. Because I think in the reality of it is, if there was a situation on Joe Burrow's Auburn run where the offense could not get going from the perimeter, they're not putting the ball in his hands to make enough plays to rush the football to get the job done. Cam was so much more multi-dimensional at that point in his career. Versatile. I'm not gonna lie, this is nasty, bro. And you have to also remember.
How's that nasty?
Joe Burrow wasn't winning games.
I got to clear up. I have a
That's not again. If the passing, you're reacting and not listening. I said if the passing game was not, you're not. Because I said if the passing game wasn't there, when they couldn't pass the ball at Auburn, their second option, give Cam Newton the football, let him do what he does. That wasn't an option for LSU. You understand a lot of things had to be good around him too for them to still be successful. There's a reason why. There's a reason why Joe Burrow didn't come out the gate his first year at LSU and roll and still lost.
Same thing with Jamar Jettis. Because they was all there the year before. They was all there the year before.
Now exactly. Okay, all right, but that's ridiculous. What's the point of them being there the year before? That doesn't matter because the roster that was at Auburn, the roster at Auburn was there already too. The new introduction was Cam freaking Newton, and to hit Tramp hit it on the nose. If you still go back to history, Donnie even said they would probably had a top 5 roster, not the best roster in the country. A top 5 roster in 2019 still compared to the roster that Auburn team was pushing out way back when. That roster was a 7-6 win team if you don't add Cam Newton. So when you talk about level of difficulty, it ain't just like level of difficulty as what's stacked against him. He's thriving through every single hurdle. They literally said, Cam, win us every single game, and that's what he did. They go down 17.5. He wills the whole thing back with barely anything around him. It's to sit here and not look at that as the greatest season, knowing what he had to do. If he wins, him winning that championship is the equivalent to if Iowa and Caitlin Clark win the national championship this year. Because the reality of it is, Caitlin Clark does not have the level of talent around.
That's the Iowa Caitlins, man.
As a UConn, as a South Carolina, as a USC. So when you look at that and we go back, what's the greatest seasons ever? You're going to talk about how this one transcendent player put a group of players who are not as talented. Gun to your head, naming 3 players from that team, you can't even do it. I think you are massively underrating. And again, like I say, you clearly don't know how good Cam was.
Hey,
you're not
I asked Lewis this question to see how he values the degree of difficulty. I want to ask him this because I really want to know if he actually values it. Ooze. If say Lamar Jackson's year he won the Heisman, if his receiver don't do that dumbass shit and they actually get that 4th and 1, they beat Clemson and they make the college football playoff and they win an Natty, is his season not over Joe Burrow's?
It was crazy that year, but I'm not gonna lie. No, I don't think it is either, bro.
Then you don't value.
I just want to say it's the same shit. But
I'll just say this.
I think Cam Newton.
I'll just say this: the year before Cam Newton got there, Auburn was.
I told you, I value it when the conversation starts to get closer. I don't think the conversation is as close as y'all are seeming as it is. I don't think it is.
What do you mean it's not close?
I'll just say this real quick.
As you think it is.
I'll just say this real quick. When Auburn
comfortably, not clearly, but comfortably had the best college football season. Comfortably. I do think he did that.
Yeah, you're right.
My nigga, he almost threw for 6,000 yards at 70 touchdowns. On top of that, he was.
I think it's time to move on.
This ain't the same thing again, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's time to move on.
I'm having a fever dream, bro. I just hear the same things over and over again.
About this, bro.
Hey, has Trent not been saying the same fucking thing?
It's both of y'all.
Easy.
It's both of y'all. 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 You're projecting.
I'll just say
It's both of y'all. I'm talking about both of y'all. You're projecting.
Yeah,
I'm talking about both of y'all.
Crazy.
You mad for no reason. Take a breath.
Bad crash out. Go ahead, Grant. Say the last thing so we can move
All
on.
I was gonna say is this. Before Cam Newton got there, they went 8-5, and the year after he went back, they went 8-5. So that's all I gotta say.
Yes, thank you. Random Appreciate you sending this. I didn't even see this. I'm gonna stop after this, but this is absolutely nasty work by you. Ooh, somebody pray for J-Rob. We need a million for Black Sense Facts. All right, let's go. Wow, with the super chat. Start bench cut. Trevor Lawrence, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff. I'm gonna say start
Jared
Goff.
is
Start Edge.
No. J-Rob, let's keep it a stack.
You talk about golf offensive help.
Start Jared Edge.
I'm starting
bench
Edge.
Kirk, and you cutting Trevor.
My God, you guys are disgusting.
I was going to say
Oh,
bench
God.
Trevor and cut Kirk.
You guys are terrible. Shame on you. You guys are terrible.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
Y'all
are
throwing
terrible.
Trevor in the.
Jesus.
Y'all know
I'm starting.
We done with Trevor. We done.
Hold on. Real quick.
I can't wait until
One at a time.
Real quick, y'all. I got one question.
One
I'll be
mic.
quiet. Are you telling me Trevor's not the worst quarterback of the three?
No, he's the best.
Oh, it's Jared Goff.
He's the best. Yes.
Jared Goff is
Donnie,
And I'm not gonna lie.
Donnie, I'm gonna be honest. Donnie, I gotta be honest. Donnie, I gotta be honest.
Oh, Donnie about to crash out too? Yeah, we out. Come on.
Donnie, I gotta be honest with you, Donnie. I'm starting to notice something. I'm starting to notice something about you, Donnie. I'm starting to notice something, bro. You gotta take your beer goggles off, buddy.
Oh man,
that's your problem, bro. These beer goggles you be wearing, bro. I understand that you want a player for what he can be, for what you want him to be. But brother, he's good. He's good. But he's good. But Donnie, you're not telling the full story about Trevor Lawrence. You're not. You're not.
Listen to the full story about Jared Goff.
You know what?
I used to be there.
He has full story is there about Goff.
Bro, I mean, shit. With your logic, Jared Goff's situation and his situation with Joe Burrow.
You're watching now, J-Rob.
Similar, so I don't think you should be. I don't know why you arguing with me. You should agree with me.
I don't know why you're saying that.
No.
You should agree with my pick.
This is weird. You know the other side of it.
That makes you.
It's so weird.
Hey, Ooze, to your logic, that does make you.
Wait,
what? Like my answer.
Can I talk about Trevor Lawrence?
Go ahead.
Sure, whatever.
Okay, listen.
Using your logic, bro. You should love it.
Listen, yes, he's been disappointing. For sure. No denying that. First year was disappointing, although
we'll get hurt. Red shirt. Yeah, red shirt.
Second year, it started off pretty slow, and then he definitely picked it up. I also believe he got pretty overrated in that second half of the season when people were saying he was a top 7 quarterback. He obviously wasn't that, but you can't deny the fact that he was playing very good ball. Year 3, listen, it was bad. He made some dumb throws. He had some bad games. But we got to add context as well. You guys can get mad, but we have to add context. He had an ankle injury. His offensive line was terrible. And Calvin Ridley, we all know how bad Calvin Ridley was. We make jokes about how bad Calvin Ridley was.
Their play calling was terrible, too.
Trevor Lawrence, listen, you guys can get mad all you want. Trevor Lawrence, just listen. Trevor Lawrence, he led the stat in drop touchdowns by double to second place. Double.
Damn. That is true.
He had so many drop touchdowns because Evan Ingram, Calvin Ridley, and Christian Kirk, for some reason, just couldn't catch the ball in the end zone, which is unfortunate, but, that's how football works. Did Trevor play bad? No. Has he lived up to expectations? No, he hasn't. Not at all. But Jared Goff? Are you kidding me?
To be honest, I'll be honest. I think y'all don't. Okay, so now can I talk about Jared Goff then?
Go ahead.
Jared Goff is kind of looking like Trevor Lawrence to me and how he's starting his career. There's not some similarities in how they starting their careers.
They did both start with terrorists.
Is there not some similarities?
I mean, he's cooking, Donnie, you cooking.
Come on, hold on. Come on. Y'all know. Come on, let's go by the history. Am I lying about that? Am I lying about that? That's not a fair observation.
Fisher guy to be able to get out of the grave that Jeff Fisher dug him in.
Thank you.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Hold on. Can I say one thing?
Now Hellfire's done. He crashed out too.
Let me add this.
Oh my God, what y'all doing, bro?
I think when I look at Trevor Lawrence and Jared Goff, right? Trevor Lawrence clearly more physically talented than Jared Goff. I'm not even finna. I'm not. If Trevor Lawrence meets his potential he'll easily be better than Jared Goff. But I'm not. The reason why I will always put Jared Goff's respect on his name is because one thing I feel like we pick and choose as a football society is because we attach ourselves to certain players. Is Jared Goff? We pick and choose when we want to talk about quarterbacks and their situations. Jared Goff's situation to start his career was absolutely abysmal, and people didn't even really look to give him a second the year two.
Wait, I'm about pause. The reason why I say pause here, Rob, number one, Jeff Fisher wasn't the head coach for when Jared Goff got there. He wasn't the head coach.
That's fine. What I'm saying is,
I thought he was his rookie year. Was he not?
Jeff Fisher was the coach. He was the coach.
He was the head coach, and Jeff Fisher dug his ass a grave.
Hold on. So what I'm saying is,
well, because they got McVay in 2017, right?
It was John. Yeah, they got McVay. Yeah, 2017.
Okay,
yeah,
so that was his second year.
And mind you, I don't even think he played that much this year.
Well, okay, let's not say just Jeff.
No, he didn't
Jeff
play much his rookie year.
He didn't play much. Did you feel like the situation that Jared Goff was in, same way with Trevor, same way with first year Justin Fields, was conducive to his success? I think we all could agree, no, it was not. We could say that time in and time out. Then you get a coach in Sean McVay who develops the things that he's really good at. Same way with Doug Peterson. He took Trevor Lawrence, the things that he's good at, and kind of retooled him. Now, all I want to say about Jared Goff is Jared Goff has been to an NFC championship. Hold on. Before y'all trip out. Nope. Let me finish. I understand that he's had good teams, but the same thing a lot of y'all have glorified Brock Purdy over. This is why I say you pick and choose who gets the glory for these things or who doesn't. Hold on. I'm not talking about, Donnie, your thoughts of Brock Purdy. I'm talking about consensus by everybody.
I'm talking about consensus argument.
Yeah. Jared Goff has got it done in two. Jared Goff was sent to die in Detroit. That's what he was there sent to die. And he's already shown that he's one of the top quarterbacks in football. You don't got to be your top 5, but if you have a top 15, top 13s, top 12, I think he deserves at least some level of consideration there. And on top of that, y'all all say y'all watch these games and y'all watch with y'all bias. Jared Goff can go out there in these playoff games this season and absolutely sling the football, put guys.
He outplayed Purdy in the game.
You just came up here and talked about Trevor Lawrence. His guys are dropping the gosh darn football. The gosh darn football. Jared Goff, 3 third downs. Josh Reynolds said, "I got a bet with Vegas." I got a spread. So that's what I'm saying.
Come on, Donnie.
My whole point is, Donnie, how many times did they put the ball? What I'm saying is they put the ball in Jared Goff's hand, and he made more than enough plays to put them in a position to go to the Super Bowl, and that just didn't happen because, like you said before, football is football. But then I could watch Kirk Cousins go out there and have one playoff win to his career and get less criticized than a guy like Dak Prescott, who we kill for great numbers, good teams. I just feel like we pick and choose a lot of stuff, guy. So I feel like for somebody to say Jared Goff is a start bench cut in this situation, I don't think it should be looked at as blasphemy.
It's not blasphemous. I mean, I would start Jared Goff.
I don't been hooping. He been hooping.
Yeah, he did great last season.
Wrong sport.
Doesn't get criticized compared to Dak because Dak has had for his whole career had clearly better teams than what's his name.
Say.
Made the playoffs more time, they just fold. Now that's what I'm saying. If Kirk's able to play probably like 3 more, yes. Don't even do that. Yes.
But hold on. But what about them? But what about them weapons though?
No. Okay. As a full constructed team, you know that matters. How many playoff games has Kirk played in his career?
I think like 3.
He played in 4. Yeah, he played in 4.
I think he played 3.
So
they
all
3 with the Vikings.
All 4 of them games, all 4 Kirk's games. Come on, Trent.
Okay. But all I'm saying is that he doesn't get criticized more as Dak because Dak has played.
But bro, what I'm saying is we've rewarded Kirk for that mediocrity, bro.
He's 1-4 in the playoffs.
180 is being rewarded. That's being rewarded.
Kirk is 1-4 in the playoffs.
Trent, he's the second highest paid player of all time.
Trent, you're being rewarded. For we've never seen a quarterback like Kirk Cousins be rewarded for what we think he's gonna do. He's the only quarterback who's lasted that long being rewarded for what we think he's gonna do. How many quarterbacks get that luxury? That's what I be trying to tell y'all. And that's why I go. And that's why I cape for it. That's why I cape for Jared Goff. That's why I cape for Baker Mayfield and Jared Goff.
I was gonna say
because they got
Baker better than Goff.
We make them guys fight for their lives as number one overall picks and what their careers was. But Trevor Lawrence, we rub his head and coddle him. We look at Kirk Cousins. We reward him with more and more money.
It's because it's arm talent.
No one rubs their head. All you guys crapped on him.
I was gonna say, hey,
We're the only ones. They think I hate you. Yo, Donnie,
it's not that
I'm gonna shut up after this, Donnie. They think I hate Trevor Lawrence. It's not that I hate Trevor Lawrence, but Trevor Lawrence, with the expectations being the number one pick, everything that he's had going into his NFL career, he's not allowed to be average. He is not a quarterback that could be middle of the pack and it'd be okay for somebody of what he has been advertised to be and what he's literally shown with his talent to be. He can't, like, they
What's it called? What have you done for me lately?
He got compared to every elite prospect in the history of the game. Elway, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck. Then it was Trevor Lawrence. We cannot give him, we've given him more grace than a guy that was picked to be RG3's backup, than a guy that got picked in the 5th round and got his job at Mississippi State because the other quarterback got hurt. So it's like, how don't we hold a 1st round overall player to these standards? That's my whole thing about it. Like Jared Goff, we hold him and Baker Mayfield to the standards of that they were number 1 overall picks. But we don't do that for T-Law. We don't do that for. I don't understand.
To Jared Goff's defense, I agree with you about T-Law because if you talk about like early on, still Jared Goff has played better than T-Law. Now Jared Goff had better teams back then with Todd Gurley.
But how well has Jared Goff had to play over the last 2 seasons? It took him beating Aaron Rodgers and sending him out of Green Bay, and then this season for you to even say all right, for you to just say all right. Where do you say, all right?
It took me this season. Like, it took me this season.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because I'm saying, because last season, he had me to, I don't like half a season of good. He had a Trevor Lawrence X season of me. That's why I don't.
He was balling in that second half.
And I don't really play Jordan. And that's why I don't even praise Jordan Love like that. I got to see more.
Oh, you're not high on Love?
No, Jordan
Love. But Love's half of his season is better.
No, I'm saying Jordan Love as a quarterback, as a talent, yeah, I see the vision. I got to see more because he had half a season of good football. Trevor Lawrence, he only had a half a season of good football. Like, I got to see more. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not this about Kirk Cousins, though. Like, because I feel you from, like, a GM, maybe a front office comparison. Like, maybe we don't give that hate towards Kirk Cousins that we give to guys like Dak and him for not, like, getting shit done. But from a consensus from, like, media, like, fans and stuff like that, Kirk does get a lot of it. Like, Kirk doesn't get all love. You remember the primetime Kirk? Like, Kirk gets slander. Like, always gets the love.
I remember that.
It's 50-50. And Kirk does come out there and ball out. So he has some years where he's balled the hell out.
He played some good games.
J-Rob. Here's a perfect example for you, Jerry. This is a perfect example. The way how I kill on Justin Fields, how I talk about him, I feel like people going to need to start doing that with T-Law too, because again, he's only had one good half of football. If he comes out here and plays mid, oh yeah, I'm treating the same way like I did with Justin
Fields. Because of the expectation, because the expectation is way higher. They would say this man's gonna be the next Peyton Manning, great generational prospect, just because they saw the 6'6" frame and the long hair and thought he was like.
No, it was that game against Bama, the championship game.
And I was just about, and I'm so shout out to Prodigy in the chat, salute brother, for bringing up Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Let's be real. If he ain't team up with Sean McVay on, and I hate to sound like a hater, on his God squad. Come on, Ramsey. Odell pulled up. Everybody pulled up to the Rams that year.
For good that year.
Yeah, I remember when they loaded the Rams.
I'm not even trying to sound like a hater, but we was about to turn on Matthew Stafford before he got down with McVay.
Yeah, for sure.
Like he went 11 years straight. He went 11 years straight with a guy who I consider to be one of the 5 greatest receivers to ever play the game.
Yeah, the fact you don't get to the playoffs with Megatron is more astonishing. And I agree with you because I think Stafford gets way more hate.
He got hold like that Cowboys game.
Yeah,
wait. You going to shoot out with Drew Brees? I'm going to lean with
Drew. But I agree with you because I feel like with Stafford, if he didn't get onto that Rams team, people were already throwing the towel in on him before he even took a snap. And I think it's more just because.
If Matthew Stafford doesn't win a ring, he's a more talented Kirk Cousins.
I mean,
so
Make sure you say way more talented though. Please.
Can I shift this conversation?
Kirk Cousins always have great receivers, bro.
Can I shift this? I'm gonna shift this conversation. I'm gonna let Hellfire set this one off and try to gear this conversation a little different. Because I do want to ask y'all this question, and this is about Joe Burrow, but not college Joe Burrow, NFL Joe Burrow. Mm-hmm. Is Joe Burrow kind of fighting for his life too a little bit right now because of the injury history? And what are y'all thoughts? And really, what does he have to do this season to? I don't think he has to win a Super Bowl in my personal opinion, but what does he have to do this season to kind of like reignite some of the conversations we had with him? Because remember, I think he's still living off the fact that he's been the only guy to beat Patrick Mahomes actively. Go ahead, Hellfire.
For sure.
Okay.
My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. My bad.
He is fighting for more than just the injuries.
Mm-hmm.
He's fighting because when he's healthy, he can't stay consistent. Because he always starts slow. He always starts sluggish. Like the start of last year, he threw 4 picks in that first game.
That was 2021. That was 2021.
Yeah, 2021. Yeah, he started off bad. I remember him starting off bad last year too. Mm-hmm. He's not able to keep it consistent when he's healthy. So there's that. There's the injury history, and my expectation for Cincinnati is that they need to win a division against the Baltimore team that is experiencing some turnover because they lost their defensive coordinator. There's a little bit of skill position turnover, and that defense is still going to be right back to form to start next year. So that's going to be a good bit of pressure. And then Cleveland, with the way that they are too, we're going to see how they look with Deshaun Watson healthy. We're going to see how it looks with Nick Chubb healthy. And they just got Jerry Jeudy, so there's going to be pressure on that passing game to perform.
Facts. Mm-hmm.
Like, in order to just reignite a little bit of the spark, he needs to win a division. Now, if we want to really put him back up to that upper echelon, it's got to be at least AFC chip, if not Super Bowl appearance.
I mean, I think he just needs to go back and just playing like how he was playing. I mean, I don't think he needs to do that much. I mean, it's just to the point where like Josh, Lamar, Burrow. I don't really
Herb.
Yeah, Herb.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't care about what you do like in regular season. At this point, like I don't.
I'm gonna be honest. There's some guys that I'll be real. Do you need some of these guys to even win MVPs? Like, do you need to see Josh win MVP?
No.
Solidify what
I already know who Josh Allen is as a player. Right. I don't need him to win MVP. I don't
exactly.
I
like that logic.
I don't need to see Lamar going and winning the third MVP.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, I don't even need to see Joe Burrow win MVP at this point.
Facts.
I will say this. I think Joe Burrow needs a deep playoff run. I'm not saying he should be, because right now I'm on Riddell's camp. I don't think he should be the next guy to lose to Mahomes in an AFC Championship game, but he definitely needs to remind people. And I think I'm looking a lot at the Bengals as an organization, because I understand that you keep trying, but you gotta keep finding whether or not it's trying to get Joe Burrow to keep himself out of harm's way. Because last year, I still think he probably should have taken some time to really get sure he keeps healthy instead of, because I understand it's hard to tell a quarterback who wants to play, but even your star receivers like I don't want him to touch the field until week 6, basically, to make sure you're healthy, so that, because it don't matter how well you started playing after you finally got over whatever that injury was to start the season, you still got hurt because of all the probably overcompensating you're doing to make sure you got over that injury. So he needs a deep playoff run, but the biggest thing, he needs to stay healthy, and the Bengals need to make sure they do everything they can to do that. Whether or not it's obviously drafting more linemen or telling Joe, bro, you just can't be taking these shots. I don't know what it is, but you got to fix that. You got to make him stress. You got to make him understand that he is the franchise. We don't go anywhere without you. And Joe Burrow has to learn that. In a weird way, that's the same thing that Josh Allen has to learn, but he just hasn't caught that big injury yet. So that's the big thing for Joe Burrow, in my opinion. He has to have a deep playoff run. At least divisional round, in my opinion.
Go ahead, Grant.
All I was to say is I think about it with Joe Burrow. For me, it's kind of been, I've been giving him the benefit of the doubt for a little bit now, just because I feel like there's a lot more that I've seen from him. The thing is now, if you are in a situation where you have been injured again And now with everything going on with Cincinnati, I just feel like he has to get to win the division. And the division in the North this year is probably going to be very hard because with Baltimore, depending on what their offseason moves, how it sums up, the Steelers with everything they did with the whole offensive rebuild, the Bengals, and the Browns, that's a smokescreen for me because I haven't really determined them. I just think he's going to have to, if he can win this division, because I think the talent that he has is solidified enough. I just think what Cincinnati needs to do going into this draft is they need to get offensive linemen to protect him. And I think that's the main thing because I think the problem is some of the injuries from Joe Burrow that I've seen, you can't really say that it was technically his fault. I understand when you go back and watch it, you'll think about it that way. I think for the Cincinnati, they have to protect Joe because if Joe keeps getting destroyed on that football field you see and gets beat up, he's not going to survive another season and he'll be out next season. If he keeps getting beat up like he's been last season, he'll go down week 6 with another shoulder injury. And then it's at this point, and then at that point, it's going to be a huge problem. Because Cincinnati, literally, the biggest thing with Joe is protect him or
we done with Uzi.
We done.
Hey, I got a question for you. Joe Burrow or Andrew Luck?
Andrew Luck, come on. But
I agree. I
wanted to say something.
Andrew Luck, the greatest pocket passer.
The thing,
I'm happy y'all agree. I was about that.
I feel like Burrow to bounce back. I feel like he's like Trent and Hellfire. They definitely need to come back and show that play that he did previously and just be consistent with it. But the injury that he got, bro, people really not talking about it, bro. That could really hurt him as a passer, bro. He might not look the same potentially.
What was it that happened to him? I forget.
It's something. It's something with his wrist. It's like he
on his throwing hand.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's his throwing hand. I think, but it's gonna fuck up his arm strength, bro. He's not gonna be that same passer, in my opinion. I don't think he will be. But it's gonna be tough for Joe Burrow to bounce back. Because Grant just said, this is the best division in football. They have all these teams are playoff caliber teams here, and Joe Burrow's really got to step up next year and play like this top 5 quarterback that we deem him as, bro. Because if he doesn't, it's gonna be real nasty, bro. We're gonna have those conversations with him.
It's just I can't keep saying to myself.
In football. They pretty good.
That is the best division in football.
It's not the best. That's just an opinion, bro.
I think it's a lot of them
quarterbacks outside of Lamar Jackson, all them other quarterbacks is unproven, and Russell Wilson is on his last.
Bro, you know, there's 50 people on the football team, not one.
Bro, regardless, at the end of the day,
I thought the Browns made it to the playoffs.
In this day and age, dog, you only as good as the guy up on the center.
I think this division is tougher.
I see the Browns win with 4 different quarterbacks.
That's true. I seen that left-handed dude.
Bro, the Browns got into the playoffs with Joe Flacco.
You can't just say a quarterback just makes a team, bro. That's not true. That's just not true.
Okay, so this is what I say. This is what I say.
It can elevate a team, but it doesn't make a team.
It can make it better, but there's 11 dudes on the offense. It's not just one dude.
It's true for them Finns.
If it wasn't that much of an issue, if it wasn't that much of an issue, they would not pay these quarterbacks.
It's true for the Jets.
You always say, Bama, he's losing me today. This young boy losing me today.
J-Rock,
this young boy losing me right now. Yo, my nigga, what are you?
Go ahead. I have a question about that.
I'm about to get this young whippersnapper after you.
I have a question about that.
Didn't the Browns get 40 put on their fucking head by CJ Stroud? Didn't he hang 40 on them? Didn't he hang 40 on them?
Yes.
40 big ones.
Yes.
40 big. So sit that argument down about, you don't need a quarterback. This ain't high school, nigga. Fuck out of here. This not high school.
The defense did get 2 pick sixes. I'm not gonna lie, back to back.
Because I'm getting started. Some niggas are not listening to what the fuck I'm saying. It's really pissing me off. I said a quarterback does not make a team. It can elevate one. It does not make a team.
That shit make the team, nigga.
It
does make the team.
If I had
clear examples where that is true. A quarterback makes a team.
I can name one.
I can name that shit 100 times.
Let me name one.
I'm living that experience right now with the Dolphins.
Can I name one? Just this past season.
Go ahead, Donnie.
Let me name one this past season. What if I told you from weeks 1 to week 9, Arizona's offense was bottom 3 in EPA per play? When they got Kyler back, in that span, it jumped to top 10. And by the way, Kyler didn't have the number 2 receiver, by the way, for multiple weeks. And then finally, he got him back.
Hey, J-Rob, you know it's a perfect example of a QB make a team?
Crazy. Kyler became a
2010 Cam Newton.
Oh, wow.
Let me say another thing too about this shit. That just
all those examples y'all can bring, I can rebuttal y'all's point.
Lose me.
Then rebuttal me with Arizona.
What are y'all talking about?
He gonna tell me about. No, he gonna hit me with the Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. What are y'all talking about?
I'm not gonna hit you with that. I don't have to hit you with that. Tua makes the Dolphins.
That's the problem.
That's the problem, though. Any other quarterback would make us. Because with Tua on the team, they didn't even see us winning a playoff game.
Again,
we win a playoff game.
Listen, let's talk about this. Why do quarterbacks not make or break a team? I don't even think we should be even having this conversation.
I don't know what we're doing.
Aaron Rodgers tearing his Achilles with a top 3 defense in all of football, a 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard wide receiver. The amount of games we lost this year because a defense can't do it all by itself.
Bro, and I remember we were
at the end of the day, you brought up the Cleveland Browns. Shit, the Cleveland Browns were fucking lucky that Joe Flacco has some magic left in the tank. Not because they were just Kevin Stefanski was winning games because if it was just about their defense and other things, Malik, your background is insane, brother.
J-Rob, was the quarterback the only problem with the Jets offense? Are we serious?
The quarterback makes the team go.
Bro, you're not gonna act like when the Jets started this before the season, people were saying the Jets were a Super Bowl contender.
It was by far the biggest problem.
You're saying a quarterback can elevate an offense. That's what I said.
No, it doesn't. It must make the team. Because at the end of the day, the quarterback has every factor of the game. The quarterback, what you're failing to realize about this is that the quarterback position is the only position on the offense who can make up for your deficiencies in multiple areas. If you're not a great runner, who can be your added runner? Your quarterback. If you have subpar perimeter weapons, whose job is it to elevate those subpar perimeter weapons? The quarterback. You just saw Patrick Mahomes. You're going to tell me Patrick Mahomes had a great defense this year when I use him as an example. Yeah, his defense was great, but he also had the most drops of any quarterback in this league and thrived through that. And I don't have to prove that because we watched it. We watched it in prime time over and over and over again. So if we want to sit here and act like the quarterbacks don't make the team, you're losing me. The Buccaneers, just going from Jameis Winston to Tom Brady, made an offense that had a good foundation massively better. It was the reason why they won a Super Bowl.
He elevated them, my guy. He elevated
them.
Y'all are saying the same thing. You're just choosing to use a different word.
Hold on.
It's the same thing.
Gabe is right, though.
It's the same. No. They mean it. Hold on, wait. I got you.
One more example. Let me use one more example. If I asked you a question before the season started, the Houston Texans, how many games are they going to win this season? You'd have told me over under 5 max.
Yeah, five max. Yeah, I agree.
They won 10 games and won the AFC.
Was that only because of CJ? Was that only because of CJ?
That is the
main reason.
That is the biggest factor. Why? Do you know why?
First of all,
anybody would have told you they weren't a great rushing football team.
No, they weren't.
We did not. Noah Brown is about to get another contract in the league because of the work that CJ Stroud did with him this season. You would have never talked about Nico Collins being a top flight receiver if it wasn't for CJ Stroud.
And don't forget about Tank Dell.
I knew about that.
Real quick, don't you guys remember before the season started? Like, I don't, you know what? Maybe this is draft nerd me talking, but like, there was a time when the Arizona Cardinals were projected to have the first and second pick of the draft because of the Texans. They were projected to have pick 1 and 2 because of their pick and the Texans pick. And because CJ Stroud was able to play at the level he did, they have pick 27 now instead of 2.
Ooh, but hold on, but Donnie, even outside, but Donnie, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give you the floor. But one last thing I need to say to you: how do you not think the quarterback makes the team when they just let a 37-plus-year-old quarterback off a torn Achilles? They gave him $180 million to save their hopes and dreams because you have Drake London,
Kyle
Bijan Robinson, and Desmond Ridder cannot, for his life, find a way to get them the football with all the talent that is on that roster. But we know the moment that they put him in the game, that team is going to be different. It does make or break you. That's why they overpay for these guys. That's why Daniel Jones is sitting on the money he's sitting on right now. You got to bank on that, bro.
I just don't get
I
that.
agree with you guys. I agree with you guys that the quarterback position definitely is the most impactful, and it can definitely like impact a lot of faster games. It can make up a lot of holes, but there also has to be other factors like coaching, good defense, lineman. All that.
But quarterback is always the biggest factor.
And I never denied that. And I never denied that. They touched the ball on every single snap on offense. I never denied that. Those things were never denied. All I said was, we can go look at an example. Let's go look at 2019 with Lamar Jackson. Even though he had a great season, he was elite, top 2 quarterback in the league easily that year. But even though he didn't have those factors, like those wide receivers, terrible. Those are the things we're talking about. They can't just make up for entirety of everything, bro. At the end of the day, at some point, you gotta have those other factors to drive that team to make
a great quarterback allows a team. A great quarterback can mask problems that the team has.
I agree.
Yes, and that's
if you agree, what's the point of arguing? What are y'all arguing about?
Hold on.
He don't believe quarterbacks make or break teams.
The most important position in every sport to ever be played in the history of mankind
is quarterback.
The quarterback position in American football. Simple as that. Why do you think JJ McCarthy might go top 5? Because he's a quarterback.
No, but I never disagreed with that. All I said was,
you need the other factors, Uz. We all know that.
No, we know you need the other factors.
So why did y'all worked up when I said
I'll say something real quick.
You got worked up when we said he make the team. You got worked up too. You been getting worked up all day, brother. We just meeting you where you at.
Can I ask? Can I say something?
Go ahead.
This is. I think this to their point. Okay, for an NFL team, majority of the time, make or break is the quarterback. There are also sometimes other factors that other positions can be make or break. I'll give you an example in my opinion.
I agree.
The 2020 Bengals compared to the 2021 Bengals, they had a quarterback, they had the foundation, but they needed another guy to be the explosive. They need a real star-studded guy. That's why they drafted Jamar Chase, and then they exploded. But majority of the time, your quarterback is going to make the break of the team. Aaron Rodgers, CJ Stroud. Like there are so many examples we can go with. Because
we were gonna act like
that if you take
the quarterback's the reason why the first dynasty of the salary cap era happened. Are we serious?
Y'all just talking in terms of elevating.
I'm just saying, like when Aaron Rodgers before Aaron Rodgers got hurt, we were saying that the Jets were going to be like
the make or break thing in elevation. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing.
I literally picked the Jets to make the Super Bowl.
It's all the same thing.
I did too.
We all did. Jets made the Super Bowl
right now.
I think they're making it this year.
Would allow them to get there.
Ooze, right now, when you look at the Miami Dolphins, the biggest thing, we feel like they've reached their ceiling. Can Tua possibly win a playoff game? Okay. But are they Super Bowl contenders? No, unless Tua turns into a top 10, top 5 quarterback. Unless his play gets better, they've hit their ceiling. That's why the quarterback is always the biggest piece. I understand Tua, like every other quarterback, needs pieces. Every other quarterback does. But what made Tom Brady
great the pieces and he can't get it done.
Yeah, what made Tom Brady great was that he could take Trent, J-Rob,
and get it done
and win a Super Bowl with it because he's that good. He elevates everybody, and he's the linchpin of what made the Patriots great. Because we've seen the Patriots without Bill Belichick, and they were dog water. You need that great quarterback.
I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, because you say the O-line was hurt. That doesn't matter. During the regular season, he couldn't get it done against good teams.
I don't think Tua.
He couldn't do it.
I don't think Tua is the guy.
I'm a Dolphins fan. I watch every single down. He couldn't get it done.
I don't think Tua is the guy for the Dolphins either. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay then.
I like that. Can I say this real quick?
Yeah, if y'all resign
let me say this real quick.
I'll be hot.
Let me say this real quick too. Let me ask you something. We say, and we're all trying to say quarterbacks make or break teams. This is what I'm gonna say. What if the Miami Dolphins, with that 5th overall pick, instead of taking Tua, what if they would have taken Justin Herbert?
Yeah, bro, it's up.
It's up.
It's up.
I will say this, Donnie. I will say this. Donnie, I will say this. Donnie, if he was drafted by the Miami Dolphins, this would have been
up.
This would be year 4 of his career. Year 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he didn't have a ring especially with the team he had this year, if he didn't have a ring this year,
out,
next
bro.
year,
We dead as the best team in the NFL.
The conversation we'll be having about
there.
Justin Herbert right now, but because Justin, and this is to the point, because Justin Herbert and Tua are two different people, there's a reason why we ain't up in arms about Tua and the Dolphins not going anywhere. Because all of us really know that Tua, there's a gap. Shit, Alex Smith led a team to the playoffs before, but we knew they wasn't going nowhere fast. They couldn't, like when we say make or break a team versus elevation, listen, I
mean it the same way. It's the same thing.
But it's not the same thing because I could take
I'm saying the way who's is saying it and the way you're saying it, it's the same thing.
But I could take Zach Wilson off the Jets and I could have added Carson Wentz. He gonna elevate us marginally more. He ain't gonna make the team. He ain't gonna make us contenders.
Instead of your Jets taking Sam Darnold, y'all take Lamar Jackson.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we would have. I'm happy we didn't do it. I'm happy we didn't do it.
Honestly, you know what this entire segment is? You know what this entire segment is making me realize? How much I hate football guys. I'm robbed of I'm robbed of Lamar from. This is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. The football gods have pissed me off.
Why?
I was robbed of Justin Herbert in Miami winning a ball. I was robbed of Lamar Jackson on the Jets.
But Lamar Jackson with the Jets, I'm kind of happy that didn't happen because
the Jets were quarterback killers. The Jets were quarterback killers.
You gotta understand. This was this Adam Gase?
Yeah,
who drafted him? This is Adam Gase. Yeah, no.
And then there was
chatting in the chat. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Not even drafting. Remember when Lamar was on the free agency block? We had to give it 2 first rounders.
Herbert is not injury prone.
Imagine Miami. Miami saying, "Oh yeah, let's get rid of Tua and add Lamar Jackson on the Dolphins."
Yo, bro, he gotta come home, bro. It's up.
Justin Herbert's injury prone.
I've been saying that, bro.
I've been saying it's
that's one of the things that I wanted to happen, but obviously it's not gonna happen. If Lamar was here, bro, it's up. If Herbert was here, it's up.
Hey, Rob, that was Adam Gase.
Yeah, there's no way I would have. There's no way.
I would kill for Justin Herbert to be on the Dolphins.
There was no way.
I would kill for Justin Herbert to be on the Saints, but
I just feel like I feel like the reason why I'm truly happy with Lamar going to where he went to is because I feel like the one thing in football that I hate more than ever right now, I think it's a real problem, is I hate the lack of creativity in coaching offices. And what I mean by that is we don't draft quarterbacks to do what they do well or be who they've been. We draft quarterbacks that fit a mold sometimes. And I feel like the reason why guys like Lamar and Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, all these players, I'll even say CJ Stroud and Jordan Love this season. I think a lot of the reasons why those quarterbacks have had such good years is because they were all allowed to grow in the NFL through their game.
I agree.
Be able to practice their weaknesses, but still be able to grow and excel with the strengths that make them great. Like a lot of us didn't know that Lamar's legs would translate this well to the league, but they did. You know what I'm saying? He revolutionized how we look at the position in a lot of ways and how we scout quarterbacks. So it's like I feel like I don't know if the Jets would have got a Lamar Jackson if we would have been creative enough to utilize him, especially at the stage he was. I felt like at the first part of his career, I think you couldn't. I'm not saying he couldn't understand or understand like passing concepts, but I do think you have to spoon feed him a little bit of stuff. You have to wean him in, but you couldn't take away what he did well. You're not going to take his legs away now and make him do all these other things. So I think that's important. You know what I'm saying? I think fit and location matters. Like I'm cool with whoever the Vikings draft, honestly, just because I feel like O'Connell. I think that's a good line.
I really hope the Vikings get JJ because
I want to ask that. I'm from Minneapolis.
If Drake May goes to Minneapolis,
it's over. It's over.
I might trade it to you. I might.
It's over.
That might be the best division in NFC.
Like I think.
I said this a month ago, and I was called crazy. By the way,
I mean it's not crazy if you think about it.
It's not crazy.
If you add JJ to that division,
they sleep on that Bears team. That Bears team's gonna be so nice.
You got Caleb Williams, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, and now JJ McCarthy.
I think when you look at
Eberflus, that's not a playoff.
I'm gonna lie, it doesn't apply to JJ there.
I think when you look at the North, the way I see it is you have 3 teams that are very well built for the future. And then the Lions are kind of the one weird one because they're really good right now. And then pretty soon they're going to have to pay everybody. But they do have a lot of cap space. But It's interesting. The North, in my opinion, the NFC North is the most interesting division of football because we're going to view it. I guarantee you how we view it now is going to be completely different after the draft because we have no idea.
Fall off. I think the Lions are going to fall off a little bit too. I'm not going to
lie. I just can't wait to see.
I like the Lions this year. I think the Lions are virtually the same team except now they have Carlton Davis.
So Donnie, can I ask you a question, bro?
What up?
You compare Michael Penix to Phillip Rivers. Can you please
explain the comp? When I make comps, I don't like doing comps in like who they're going to be.
Okay.
Like I just don't like doing that. I like doing comps of who they play like. Penix wasn't probably the best comp. I'm not gonna lie. Someone told me Matt Ryan the other day, which that one's also not that bad. I just don't think there's probably a comp if I really dove into it. What's a good comp? I guess
Warren Moon.
Warren
Moon.
I'm telling you, it's Warren Moon.
Throw Warren Moon in there.
Warren Moon.
People sleep on Warren Moon too.
Where do y'all think Penix is going? Do y'all think Penix?
I'm gonna be honest. I'll be honest. The same way we talked earlier about when Donnie was talking about just the validation through the tape. I'll be honest. I think people seeing that he's actually more athletic than he looks on tape. I'll be honest. I think that's gonna move some people. I really do.
The Texas game proved it, bro. It was the same thing with CJ. No one thought CJ was mobile all the way throughout his junior year until the Georgia game.
Let me ask you this: Do y'all think CJ Stroud is in as arm talent? CJ Stroud, Michael Penix. Do you think there's a gap between them as arm talents?
I think in terms of intermediate and short, yeah, but D-ball, no.
I think CJ's a little bit better. I think CJ's a little bit better overall.
A little better.
Yeah, I think CJ's
a lot closer than people think.
Intermediate is way better.
Well, I also thought Stroud was a blue chip, and I'm not big on Penix, but I guess
I thought Stroud was. Listen, when we had the first cut, I had Stroud was my number one pick. He was my number one pick, so I thought he was blue chip too. But the reason why, in some ways, Penix kind of remind me of CJ Stroud is because I think he's getting taxed for his lack of just. I feel like having to display his mobility in college, and some of it has been due to the fact that, bro, you had bad knees. Like we tear your ACL twice in college. You ain't going to run a lot as you trying to develop. Like shit. I wouldn't be mad, chat, if the Jets took him at 10. Stash him. Listen. My only fear, my biggest fear as a Jets fan, y'all. I'm gonna tell you my biggest fear as a Jets fan right now. This is my biggest fear as a Jets fan. What is our plan, y'all, after these 2 years with Rodgers? And that's my issue. What is our plan, chat? You gotta chill. Don't do that.
Hey,
take Spencer Rattler in the late round. No cap.
Chill,
don't do that to me. Chill, but that's my only fear as a Jets fan for real is that I don't know if we have a plan.
Spencer Rattler in the third round.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I would go give me Joe Milton. If we about to do that, go give me Joe Milton.
No. Oh my. No.
Well, here's why. It's
y'all gotta understand where I'm coming from.
Joe Milton.
You don't like Joe Milton behind Aaron Rodgers?
Like, listen, Joe Milton does truly have. Joe Milton truly does have like generational blue chip level tools. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But
about time
there's a difference. But Hellfire, there's a reason. We've argued about this many times. But there's a difference between having these tools and you're a child, and then having these tools and you're a dinosaur. Like those are two completely different things. And that's Joe Milton is old as the earth probably, and Anthony Richardson, was a child. Mm-hmm. And also, Joe Milton was also significantly worse, but I digress.
I'm just scared about this quarterback plan, bro. I just don't want to be in. I don't want to be in year 3, and there's breaking news. New York Jets bringing in Kyle Trask to
but here's the thing.
Why does it sound like something that they would do?
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that.
Here's my question. If you win a Super Bowl, does it really matter?
I mean, I feel you.
I'll be set for
like you're doing what the Rams did. You're going all in.
That's what I'm saying. That window.
I'll tell you this. If we win a Super Bowl, we could be trash for the next 2 years, next 20 seasons.
Exactly.
Damn, J. Rob like that.
I got mine.
Damn, J. Rob is out, bro.
Honestly, if you're asking me, would I take a Super Bowl? But
6, 7. I don't even got one.
I'm a States fan. We only got one.
If you're asking me, like, would I win a Super Bowl? My team wins a Super Bowl, and then we're the worst team in the league for the next 5 years. I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm doing it.
I
I'm doing it.
I mean, listen.
Hell,
I think
probably
Aaron
won't,
Rodgers.
'cause he has
I
seven,
think
but
we got
we'll
Aaron
see.
Rodgers for at least 2 more seasons. I think he's going to play 2 more seasons at least. I think we got him for 2 years.
I do agree with J-Rob though, bro. Like,
I just get scared, bro, because I'm gonna be honest. This is the when you're as a Jets fan, bro. I've seen so many iterations of this team, and the reality of my team right now is that we're actually in probably one of the better positions we've ever been in terms of ensuring the next 20 years of our franchise. And what I mean by that is we can win with Aaron Rodgers right now. And if we win with Aaron Rodgers, we need to have somebody to be in there in place so that once he is out, there's somebody coming in to fill in. And I think two full seasons or 3 seasons to be able to sit behind an Aaron Rodgers, I think that is good because listen, I'm a double-edged sword when it comes to rookie quarterbacks. I'm very much, man, if I draft you number 1, I'm throwing your ass out there. Yeah, I ain't putting if I draft you top 5, I'm throwing you out there for sure, no doubt. But I also I can't lie, watching Jordan Love has moved me in a lot of different ways.
Even Aaron Rodgers, J-Rob.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers himself. But
I
would say Aaron Rodgers. I don't remember
that period of time.
I was too young to remember. But I was too young to remember Aaron Rodgers. So I don't use Aaron Rodgers. I use Jordan Love just because I watched.
Vividly saw you. Vividly saw.
And I was high on Jordan Love because I like if you watch him at Utah State.
Yeah, Utah State.
Utah State. Jordan Love. His film,
like one of his situations where he got a new coaching staff in college. New receivers. A lot of his guys left, so he had a down year. So seeing his development, it's like if I can get a kid who is willing to sit down and learn behind somebody for real. Like I think y'all saying, y'all worried about the Lions. I think the Lions have a plan. I think it's Hendon Hooker. I think that's their plan. I really do. I really do think that's their plan. I think their plan is Hendon Hooker, bro.
I like it. My thing is Donnie is so smart. If y'all could get Spencer at in the 3rd round, maybe late,
I would love it.
And let him sit behind Aaron, a guy bro.
I think it
would.
I'd
low key even be kind of cool with. Y'all might say I'm bugging, but why can't Sam Hartman learn under this guy, bro?
No, you don't want Sam Hartman. You're
learning under Rodgers, though. You're learning under Rodgers, though. You're learning under Rodgers, though.
You don't got to harm.
You're learning back again.
7 for 7.
7 for 7.
Hey, I think Sam Hartman.
Until you come up here and say this is your favorite show, you cannot come up here.
So, I want to say this real quick. I agree with you.
You can't eat up meat all day, man. It's good for you. It's not good for your tonsils.
That you have that many accounts.
All I was going to say was I agree with you because I think when we look at Jordan Love, the amount of time that he sat behind Aaron Rodgers, and when Aaron Rodgers leaves and we see Jordan Love actually get a full start, he's playing exceptionally well from the expectations we had. I think I agree because I think the Jets. This is the same way I kind of feel about that I felt about the Falcons. I felt like the thing was y'all had it for a period just to transition so you could have somebody to get you into the system so you could prepare for the future. But now I feel like with New York, my biggest concern is looking at them now. They have to have somebody to be able to stay when Aaron Rodgers is done, because hypothetically, I think he's 3 years max and that's it. And then after this, he's over. But I feel like what's going to have to happen is you need a young guy to sit behind Aaron, see how that offense runs. So as soon as Aaron Rodgers is out the door, you can put that guy in, and he's going to be able to continue the path that you guys are playing.
I'll be cool.
Like you can take, I've been thinking about it. I have been doing mock drafts a few days. You could do Spencer Rattler, and I think that works great with New York.
Because I think Rattler's more higher than y'all think, though. I don't know if Rattler getting out of the 2nd round.
I think his stock kind of dropped after the combine. I can't lie, but he might because he has great arm talent. You can't deny that. And
it's the talent, bro.
Look at certain situations, being behind Aaron Rodgers, learning his him teaching his tutelage, all that stuff, looking and being in the playoff situations, even if you're not playing, at least you in the environment, you see what it's like. Like that could really boost his confidence. Let just him coming in seamlessly like a Jordan Love and playing better than what we thought. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, ultimately, I just feel like even with this draft, there are some quarterbacks that are good enough. What's the quarterback from Tulane?
Michael Pratt.
I don't think he's a bum.
He's not bad. He's not bad.
Oh, Michael Pratt's that guy.
I'll be watching Purdy has changed a lot of my evaluations when it comes to the quarterback position. And what I mean by that is some guys do excel with good things around them. I don't know if they could be the best with good things around them, but they could play, So We got to look for the next. Wave. But we got 5 minutes left, so I just want to make sure if there's something I want to say, make sure I get that all before we slide. Make sure y'all pull up. I'm pulling up on Trent Show at 7:30 Eastern today, and we got BSS tonight at 9 o'clock.
Yup.
Yeah.
9 o'clock. So make sure y'all pull up to those.
Isekai tier list on BSS.
And anything y'all want to say on the way? We got a good 5 minutes. Good show today, y'all. Ooze energy, go to juice.
Jesus Christ, dudes.
I just want to let y'all know, Eagles coming for the Super Bowl next year. Saquon Barkley going for 1,600. Jalen Hurts won the MVP. Simple as that, bro.
Simple as that. How do you feel about the ideas that Jalen Hurts regressed as a quarterback? Do you think he regressed?
I think people are just, having bias because if you clearly see the situation that he was in, Brian Johnson is a straight up terrorist, worst play caller in football. Nick Sirianni don't know what he's doing either. Like, I think Jalen Hurts, like those first 10 to 11 games was literally like not completely carrying us because AJ Brown was going crazy as well, but he was doing a lot for us. He was covering up a lot of our holes, especially on the defensive side. He was going out there winning us games. He was clutching quarterback to start the season. He literally was coming back down 10-0 multiple times against some of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. So I definitely think he could get back to that level.
He was getting overrated at one point, but
he's not a top 5 quarterback, but I agree. But he's definitely.
The Super Bowl performance did move everybody. Though.
Yeah, it moved me.
Oh yeah, there was whole debates of him versus Josh Allen, and
that's disgusting. And that's disgusting.
I thought it was too soon to drag that.
Don't be surprised if Aaron Rodgers pull an AP year for quarterbacks.
I know he gonna go stupid too.
He win MVP and comeback player of the year. That's a legit possibility.
Hey, Garrett Wilson's going for 1,500 yards next year. Stamp it.
I like it.
Trent, don't worry. It's going to be a good year next year because Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be better than Stephon Diggs.
Harrison going to be better than AJ Brown. Marvin Harrison going to be top 7.
I just want you to know MHJ, Jamar Chase type of coming out
it's
party.
It's going to be the same thing from Malik Neighbors too. But we gonna
no, it's not, bro. Hey,
he's on the Giants.
Can I say something though? Rome just had dinner, steak and lobster with the Jets, number 10.
I saw that.
Bro, Garrett and Mike Will with Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I'm not gonna lie,
families.
Hey, y'all are being nasty with neighbors online, but people are being nasty talking about he could potentially be wide receiver 1, all this stuff.
Can I say?
Can I say
the last?
Winning 4-3, right?
Every time you try to bring up Nick Lambert, you're gonna get cooked every time, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. No, I think he's great. I think he's great.
I think he's great too.
He's not Roman Marvin. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Rome is literally gonna be the next D-Hop. Like, come on.
I be overrating Rome, boy.
Yo, Rome.
And Donnie, when I said that, they was looking at me crazy when I called him D-Hop.
Oh yeah, I said he was D-Hop. I said he was D-Hop back in January. So
yeah, he's the least. I like D-Hop. Give me a D-Hop on the Jets. My last
crazy. Malik Neighbors going to Jets. You're gonna be seeing J-Rod doing this.
There's not. I
swear to God, if
J-Rod, what would you think about What would you think about drafting Bowers? What would you think about that?
That would be nice.
I'm gonna be honest. I like Bowers, but I will say this from a Jets perspective. I don't think people realize how good our Conklin. I think Conklin and Rucker could be as a tandem alone. I think those guys were highly undervalued. I don't even think we need to bring the guy from Cincinnati in. I think Conklin and Rucker could play. I just don't think we've had the quarterback play to really showcase what both of them young men could do.
Honestly,
now Bowers is there. I ain't mad at it though. I love Bowers.
If I'm the Jets, I think I'm still taking a tackle. Like I know you got Tyron Smith and stuff. Like, dude, he's been hurt a lot.
Give me baby D-Hop. Give me baby D-Hop.
I'm not mad at. Listen, if we get Brock Bowers, I'm fine with it. I don't think we're going tackle because I think Aaron Rodgers probably prefers vets up front. Honestly, I think it's a veteran type thing.
I think y'all need receivers more.
I think we need weapons. But we got to slide because there's a show after this. I just want to leave on the way out by saying I do believe C.J. Stroud is going to be one of the 3 best quarterbacks in football after the season ends.